my friends, I'm going to make this really quick because I'm going on vacation. So the week of July the 4th, there's not going to be any podcast posted, but there will be the following week as usual. I am actually planning a trip with my 12-year-old son. And that is a little bit of the topic I want to talk about because I purposely booked something where there is no internet. And I would love to hear from all of you of what is your experiences with social media and addiction? Because the Addiction Center back in March did a survey where they were asking people about their usage of social media and whether or not they felt like they were addicted. It was a fascinating stat. I'm going to read off a few of them for you. There were dozens. I would definitely recommend taking a look because it was fascinating. They were saying that people who visited social media sites multiple times a day are 3 times more likely to feel isolated or depressed, which is pretty big right there. Then they have on here that 45% of 18 to 22-year-olds are somewhat or completely addicted to social media. But if you think that's bad, 59% of millennial social media users say they are addicted, which is pretty high. Also, they said 35% of those same millennials say that they experience symptoms of withdrawal when they're offline, both in anxiety and paranoia. The only kind of paranoia that I can possibly think is maybe a little bit of FOMO, but I'm kind of curious of what their definition of paranoia is. They did say that people tend to spend 3 times as much time on social media as they do socializing in the physical world. That does not shock me overly much simply because of the way that we've been living for the past few years. But with that being said, things have been opening up here and there. But I got to admit, I don't go out that much. So maybe that is not too inaccurate. 46% of Americans check their phone before getting out of bed. That is actually a habit I'm trying to stop because I do use my phone as an alarm. So you can't help yourself. You see all these alerts. So they were giving different recommendations of things that you can do to maybe cut back on social media or give it up for good. Now, you could do something like me and book a vacation where there's nothing, which is a little extreme. It's cold turkey, but I'm excited about it because you know how it is with our kids. We want to get that face time in. But some of the things that they were mentioning was, for instance, at night, putting your phone to bed and it's not in your room. You want to hook it up in another room and maybe get an old school alarm, which I am actually considering doing, though I have to admit I have an Alexa. So maybe I can use her, but I don't know if that's considered social media. I don't think it is. Then there is taking a break from sensational news feeds, particularly by taking the notifications off your phone, because the truth is that those notifications pop up depending on what really interests you. You can't help yourself. You're just going to go look at it. So they're saying cut that back as well. You can also look on just about every single phone. There are timers on there that will give you an alert if you've been on social media for just a little bit too long. The other thing is that plan some things. Planning things actually are going to make a huge difference, such as, plan a dinner party. I did that recently, though it had unrelated. We did it. I don't think really any of us were on social media at that time. I think we were just all very much engaged with us. But if you have a lot of friends that have issues with it, have them leave it at the door and, all just be engaged with each other. Start a new habit. Or not habit, sorry, a new hobby. I have this thing. I want to try this painting technique. I haven't painted in a long time. So I want to go and pick up some supplies and try that out. See if I can make a masterpiece for my living room. But yeah, trying something new that is a little bit more engaging. Also, they were saying that Obviously, stepping away from the house, leaving the phone behind, removing apps, which don't know if I could do, but I appreciate the suggestion. But yeah, these are all different things that you can do to maybe cut back on social media, give yourself a little bit of a breather. And what are the benefits? They say your self esteem goes up, which is phenomenal because you're not comparing yourself to people. Your sleep is better, partially because a lot of times we're sitting there scrolling on that phone. Your interpersonal relationships are significantly better. And that seems like it goes without saying. And you have more creative thought because you're spending more time in the moment. You're more mindful. So you're able to actually, I don't know, hear the thoughts that you're having. And then the last one that I really thought was great was that you are more inclined to be more fit. Because if you have a little bit of a social media addiction, there's a good chance you're sitting down while you're doing it. So that might just in itself be a big motivator for me. So, with that being said, I'm going to leave that information with you. Give me a comment give me a little thing in the comments on Apple if you're on there and tell me a little bit about what your thoughts are. Granted, we're doing this on something of a social media channel, so it's very interesting. If you're on Spotify, be sure to leave a review. Make sure you're subscribing. And if you're on YouTube, hello, very excited that you're here. Be sure to subscribe and like. And I appreciate all of you. And I'm going to go enjoy my vacation. Hope you have a happy 4th.